Good morning, children. Welcome back to session 5 of e-reading from past unit, that is The Snake and the Mirror. Children, have you finished your workbook part? Yesterday's homework? Okay, today I am going to explain your workbook part. Open the page number 40 in your workbook, okay? Let us see the paragraph that is unseen, which is not from the textbook. Let me read the paragraph. You also read along with me. Girish Sharma is living storyteller who tells us that no matter what your circumstances are, you can still be a champion in your preferred field in your life. When he was 2 years old, he lost his leg in a train accident. For most of us, this would be a huge setback, as the feeling of being disabled and handicapped severely attacks our mind and tells us that we can't do those things which normal people can. But Girish had something else in his mind. He never let his disability become a hurdle in achieving his dreams. He does 6-hour training every day. He has got one strong leg, but he doesn't play standing. Instead, he moves around the court all the time to hit the shuttlecock. It's amazing to watch him playing badminton on the court. He doesn't let you feel that he is disabled. He even rides a bicycle in heavy traffic areas of the city of Rajkot without any problem. He has won gold medal in Paralympics Asia Cup for disabled, which was held in India. He has also represented India and played in other countries such as Israel and Thailand. So look at him. Who is this person, children? Girish Sharma, who is a Paralympian. Paralympian means who takes part in Paralympics. What happened? What was a tragedy in his life? When he was 2 years itself, he lost his leg in train accident. But he doesn't let the disability to stop him. He proved that it's possible to become whatever we want in spite of problems or whatever may be the circumstances. Still, we can get whatever we want. Like that, even he can't stand properly also. But every day he used to practice for nearly 6 hours. And if you watch him play, really you don't think him as a disabled person. You'll be surprised totally. And finally, he won gold medal in Paralympics Asia Cup for disabled, which was held in India. Of course, he represented for the countries like Israel and Thailand. Understood, children? Now shall we see the questions? What is the first question? Below the paragraph, let us see the questions. Who is Girish Sharma? Girish Sharma is a Paralympian. Next, where does Girish Sharma live? He lives in Rajkot. Third one, how many hours does he practice every day? 6 hours, right? Yes, 6 hours every day he used to practice. Fourth one, how did Girish lose his leg? In a train accident when he was 2 years old, he lost his leg. Understood, children? Next, name some countries where he has represented India. Last line, what are those countries, children? Israel and Thailand. So write down the answers in your workbook. Let's move to the next paragraph. 15 or 20 years ago, there were few summer camps for children, and even those few were very expensive. Expensive means costly. Only the wealthy could afford to send their children. But in the past 10 years, however, the number of camps has greatly increased. These camps provide peaceful living away from the noise and pollution of the city. Good food, clean air, and relaxation make them rejuvenated. Rejuvenated means feeling fresh, gives lot of energy. Purposeful and carefully planned activities teach them creativity and love for fine arts. Fine arts means like different types of arts they can learn during summer camps. There will be a scope to cope up their talent. Okay. Next, crafts and sports are also part of camp. The such camps help in all the help in the all-round development of the children. So this paragraph is about what, children? This is about summer camps. I hope you understood the paragraph. So just let us answer the questions. What are the summer camps? So summer camps are like they provide peaceful living away from the noise and pollution of the city. Summer camps provides peaceful living away from noise and pollution of the city. Look at third and fourth lines of the paragraph and write down answer, okay? Second one, what do summer camps teach children? What can we learn from summer camps? Purposeful and carefully planned activities teach children creativity and love for fine arts. Okay, line number 5 and 6, check it out. Purposeful and carefully planned activities teach them creativity and love for fine arts. Clear, children? Yes, and try to write in your own words actually. Okay, and in what way do children benefit? In what way? Crafts and sports are also part of camp. Thus, camps help children in all-round development of the children. Camps help in all-round development of the children. Are such camps affordable to everybody? Affordable means can they afford or not? They can bear or not? So these camps are affordable by everybody? Obviously not, because most of the summer camps are very expensive. That's why they cannot be affordable by all the people. Only worthy people can afford those. Clear, children? Yes. Why were the number of camps less 20 years back? So if you compare the present days with the previous years, like 20 years back, why there was like less summer camps 20 years back, and why there is increase in summer camps now? Because nowadays people are giving importance for the overall development of the children. So they wanted to make them to learn different things. So if we send children for summer camps, they can get some time and they can live for some time away from the city life, and they can learn so many activities. That is the reason for increase in the summer camps nowadays. Is it clear, children? Yes. Okay, next coming to the vocabulary part. So there is one paragraph, and if you observe closely, there are 5 numbers. 5 numbers are being given, right? See, 5 numbers are being given. So what you have to do? You have to do actually editing. Okay. That means read the paragraph and try to find out the mistakes from the paragraph. I am going to read it. So you also identify the mistakes. I will explain you. Okay. What is the paragraph? Sri Aurobindo lived in England for 14 years. Children, from here onwards number started. Okay. That means even mistake also from here onwards. There will be no mistake in the first sentence because there is no number. So okay. From when? Which sentence onwards? From which sentence onwards the number starts? In that sentence only mistake will be there. Clear, children? Yes. Okay. So Sri Aurobindo lived in England for 14 years. So there is no mistake at all. Let us see the next sentence. He was brought up. He was brought up in early childhood according to the British way of life. Read the sentence again and try to find out the mistake. He was brought up in early childhood according to the British way of life. Any mistake? Yes. Where is the mistake? He was brought up. What we have to write? B-R-O-U-G-H-T. B-R-O-U-G-H-T. It's not brought up. Buy, bought, bought. Buying means purchasing something. But brought up means what? Growing up. Bring, brought, brought. Buy, bought, bought. Bring, brought, brought. What we have to say here? Brought up. So, understood, children? So, what is the correct sentence? He was brought up in early childhood according to the British way of life. Second sentence. He went to school in Darjeeling where only British children studying. Where is the mistake? last one. What we have to say? Where only British children studied. See here, if you observe the sentence, he went to school. Went. Went means it is in which tense? Past tense. So the following verb also should be in past tense. That's why we should write studied, not studying. What we have to write? Studied. Studied. Third one. In spite of all this, he joined India's freedom struggle. So this one is very easy one. In spite of all this, he joined. What we have to say? He joined. Joined. He joined India's freedom struggle. Fourth, he went on to practice meditation or yoga. He went on to practice. What we have to say? He went into practice. He went into practice. Next, he lived in the heart of many people even today. He lived in the heart of many people even today. Even today means we are talking about present tense. So verb should be in present tense. That means what we have to write? He lives. He lives in the heart of many people even today. He lives. Third person singular, he. That's why we have to write he lives. He lives in the heart of many people even today. So just rewrite the paragraph again, children. Correct those mistakes and rewrite the paragraph. Okay. Now let us move on to the next page. Page number 43. Let us see the grammar part. Read that paragraph, fill in the blanks. So little Bobby came into the kitchen. Little Bobby came into the kitchen. Look at the options. Blank is there. What are the options? Who, where, when, how. We are talking about kitchen. Kitchen means it's a place. So what we have to write? Where. Little Bobby came into the kitchen where his mother was making dinner. Option B. First one, option B is correct. Next, his birthday was coming up and he thought it was a good time to tell. Option C. Always remember, children, if you come across any verb after to, that should be in present tense, V1 form. So to tell. Next, Mom, I want a bike for my birthday. Little Bobby was a bit of a troublemaker. Bit of. Third one, option B. He had gotten into trouble at home and school. Fourth one, what? Had. Option B. Next, Bobby's mother asked him if he thought he deserved a bike for his birthday. Deserved. Option D. I am repeating the options, children. Just check it out. First one, option B, where. Second one, option C, tell. Third one, option B, of. Fourth one, option D, had. Fifth one, option D, deserved. Understood, children? Coming to the next one. It's conventions of writing. Conventions of writing means you have to check for the correct punctuation marks. So that means you have to check for capital letters, full stops, question marks, exclamatory marks, quotations, commas. All those you have to take care of. So just read that paragraph and tell me where the necessary actions, necessary changes have to be done. Okay, I am going to read the paragraph. See that. Two strangers came to a village one evening. They came to the chief of that village and said, "May we stay for the night in our village?" "Oh yes, strangers," said the chief. "There is a house for strangers in our village. You may sleep there, and there is supper for you to eat." So that's the given paragraph. I have written on the board, children, by making necessary actions. So just look at the paragraph, look at the board. First one, two strangers came to village one evening. Two strangers came to village one evening. There is no mistake at all. After that, after full stop, you have to write capital letter. Always remember, children, sentences starts with capital letter. So beginning of the sentence must be started with capital letter. So they, T should be written in capital letter. Next, they came to the chief chief of that village and said, they came to the chief of that village and said. So this is in direct speech, children. Always the direct speech should be written in quotation marks. We already know that, right? So start quotation marks. Start quotation marks. Again write capital letter. May we stay for the night in your village? It's a question, right? We are asking. The question. May we stay for the night in your village? So it must be ended with a question mark, and of course end the quotation marks. Why we have written this one in quotation marks? Because this is in direct speech, reported speech. Always must be mentioned in quotations. Is it clear, children? Yes. Next, coming to the next paragraph. Of course, again it's OS. It's giving expressions, emotion, feeling. That means there should be exclamatory mark. OS, strangers. Again, said the chief. That means it should be in quotation marks. Again, it comes under direct speech. So start quotations. After OS, write exclamatory mark, and again end the quotations by using comma also. You have to write comma also. Is it clear, children? Said the chief. Next, after that, again here the sentence was finished actually. So the next letter must be written in capital letter. So there is a house for strangers in our village. You may sleep there, and there is a supper for you to eat. Okay, so like that you have to end the quotations and write one. So here again you should be Y should be written in capital letter, and end the sentence with the full stop. So these are the changes you have to write there. So make a note of these changes and write again in the given place. Understood, children? Write again in the given place. Okay. Okay, children, now open the page number 33. See the second question. It's a poster, children. Read the question once. Second question. Read the question. You lost your puppy, which is a bulldog and is 8 months old. It is brown and white and is wearing a red collar. Make a poster on the above information to find it. Understood? It's like missing information. Yesterday we have discussed how to design a poster, right? So always poster must be designed in a rectangular box, and there should be some pictures according to the context, and heading. So what is heading here? Missing dog, and mention the details. The details already given there, right? So what are the details? How is the dog? About the dog you have to mention. First thing is what? What is the name of the dog? It's like Shellington. And address, obviously we have to write the address. And one more thing, what they have added, like it's like neutral black and white French bulldog, approximately 1 year old, was wearing collar. Last seen in Jubilee Hills area around noon on Wednesday, Jan 15, 2019. He is very friendly but may be frightened. So please don't chase. If seen, please inform. There is a phone number. Thank you. Understood, children? What is the heading? Missing dog. And the picture is given. About the dog details like the color and what it was wearing, and of course its nature. It's very friendly, but of course it's frightened. So please don't chase that. If you find, inform us. And we have seen it last time near Jubilee Hills on Wednesday. So like this, missing details of any person, like any dog, that should be expressed in this manner. Understood, children? So like this you have to design the posters. Now open the page number 45. Okay, so there is a poster. See, prepare a poster using the information given below by arranging it in a proper sequence. Some information is given there. What is that? Theme. Theme means concept. What is the concept? Conserve water. Conserve water means save water. That means on which topic you have to prepare the poster? Save water. Occasion. On which occasion? World Environment Day. Of course, it is on June 5th. And it comes under category. What is the category here? Stories, songs, poems, essays, articles and cartoons. Award also there. Best drawing. What is the prize amount? 10,000 rupees. Contact number is given. Deadline is 5th May and issued by Nature Friends Club, West Maradpalli, Secunderabad, Telangana. And who are the target audience? Students. Actually, the same kind of poster we have seen in the textbook itself, right? Hyderabad Laughing Club. This is also same thing. So arrange them in a sequence. First, what you have to write, children? Who is issuing the poster? Obviously, their address must be written on the top of the poster. Next, about what? What is the heading here? Conserve water. Okay. And category comes under stories, comics, essays, all. And there is a best prize also. Award is for 10,000. Okay. And what is the deadline? 5th May. Okay. Contact number also given. So arrange all these details and highlight some events. Okay. What are the details must be highlighted here? Prize amount and deadline. If you highlight them, then obviously everybody can be able to easily they can be able to know about this particular poster. Okay, like that, design the poster. So today's homework is design the poster about how to conserve water. Page number 45 from your workbook. Tomorrow I'll start reading B. Thank you.